Well, people, I'm back. I know you've all been missing me. Uh, Shit's crazy. I've started to record like 4 or 5 episodes, and you guys remember how rough it was starting out last time. But you know what? I've decided just to say fuck it and roll with things. Life's crazy, isn't it? We find people through the various social network media that we think agree with us, that we think we agree with, and end up being total dicks when they're different, or when they have different ideas or opinions about things, or if they're saying we are wrong about something, even if we have information proving we're correct. One of my followers on Twitter this evening is like fucking super like up in arms regarding terms for certain weapons, like carbine, for instance, which is just a short barreled rifle. Take the same ammunition in most cases, but they're used for, tighter spaces, have better maneuverability. Generally speaking, that is. But he's convinced that has something to do with the power of the round. Although, a carbine rifle can take the same round as the longer rifle it's designed off of. And also, he was confused about what a submachine gun was. A submachine gun, in his opinion, was just a automatic weapon that took pistol rounds. Wow. Many submachine guns do take pistol rounds. It's not a prerequisite, or it's not the defining factor of what a submachine gun is. Submachine gun is just a light handheld machine gun. But apparently having that opinion, which is based in fact, makes me stupid. And this is a guy who retweets like everything I tweet. It just highlights, the confidence everyone has in their own knowledge, and how it creates a refusal in people to accept that some people just might be smarter than we are, or they might have better information. It's insane. I deal with that problem a lot, because I make it a point not to try to venture too deep into subjects that I'm not that informed on. If I don't know something, I'll tell you I know something, or I don't know it, rather. When I do know something and then I tell you, I'll give you the source so you can find out for yourself. And if I'm wrong, I admit I'm wrong. I won't just retreat into myself and call people names when I'm wrong, because that doesn't teach anyone anything. And it's easier to build alliances or build networks with people when there is a willingness to admit being wrong. I have no respect for that. No respect for people who are wrong, can be provably wrong, but then act as if the deficiency in information or intelligence is on your behalf. I don't care if you're conservative, liberal, whatever the hell you like to label yourself as. I have no use for people who are pedantic, full of themselves, self-righteous, and that convinced of their own intelligence that they just can't admit that they may be wrong. I have no use for you. I would rather have an honest leftist or an honest progressive as a friend who can admit wrong than a dipshit conservative, alleged conservative, who refuses to entertain the possibility of their wrongness. This is why the system is so screwed now. because we've made debate a zero-sum game. We've made politics a zero-sum game. When the only zero-sum game is, are we going to be free or not? Because that's all that matters. It doesn't matter about your pet ideological point or cause or whatever it is. What matters is we're going to have these debates, these discussions in freedom. I don't know. Patrick Henry said, this is no time for ceremony. The question before the House is one of awful moments to this country. For my own part, I consider it nothing less than a question of freedom or slavery, and in proportion to the magnitude of the subject ought to be the freedom of the debate. It is only in this way that we can hope to arrive at truth and fulfill the great responsibility which we hold to God in our country. Should I keep back my opinions at such a time, through fear of giving offense? I should consider myself as guilty of treason towards my country, and of an act of disloyalty towards the majesty of heaven, which I revere above all earthly kings. That was written quite some time ago, 1775, I believe. And they are words that ring true today. What is going to be more important? Respect for the feelings of men, or respect for the idea of liberty? Because respect for men, individually speaking, that is, being held above respect for moral principles, will enslave us. In that same speech, which was given in a church, Mr. Henry also said, "It is natural to man to indulge in the illusions of hope. We are apt to shut our eyes against the painful truth and listen to the song of that siren till she transforms us into beasts. Is this the part of wise men, engaged in a great and arduous struggle for liberty? Are we disposed to be of the number who, having eyes, see not, and having ears, hear not, the things which so nearly concern their temporal salvation? For my part, whatever anguish of spirit it may cost, I am willing to know the whole truth, to know the worst, and to provide for it. I have but one lamp by which my feet are guided, and that is the lamp of experience. I know of no way of judging of the future but by the past, and judging by the past, I wish to know what there has been in the conduct of the British ministry for the last 10 years to justify these hopes, with which gentlemen have been pleased to solace themselves in the House." And that's the question I ask now. Why do we hope that these issues in this country are going to go away? Why do we hope things are going to get better? Why do we think that liberty is just a priori what our society is going to revert to? Like, there's nothing in human nature and nothing in human DNA that justifies this. There's nothing in the behavior of governments since the beginning of time to justify this. And then we have people who are, say, our allies that behave as this gentleman did towards me tonight, confronted with proof that his definition of certain things is wrong. He reverts to calling me names, making judgments about my life experiences that really have nothing to do with what's being discussed. If you want to look at where things are going and what's going to happen, a good place to start would be in the Bible. In 1 Samuel, I believe it was, it might have been 2 Samuel, I don't know, I'm not good with numbers. But the Israelites are coming to the end of the period of judges rather. That's a time period right after the conquest of the Holy Land, where you don't really have a steady ruler, like a steady ruler, a permanent guy in charge. What it is each tribe is probably ruled by a group of elders, each man responsible for his own household, according to God's laws. Every now and then, because idolatry sweeps through because of outside groups, or being attacked by outside groups, God raises up heroes, as it were, called judges, and they go and fight the battles for the Israelites, correct the ways of the people, bring them back to God, and then they disappear. Well, Samuel is a judge and a prophet, and he tries to have his sons take over when he's ready to call it quits, getting towards the end of his life. Well, these guys are crooks. They're taking bribes and things of that nature, and the people ain't having it. So a group of elders come to Samuel and say, your boys do not do what you do. They do not live the way you do. They're not in the same way you are, They're not taking care of things in the right way. So we want a king. We want a king like the other countries around us. He'll fight our battles for us. He'll give us justice. But Samuel thought it was sinful. So he prayed to God and said, God, what the heck am I supposed to do with these clowns? And God says, give them what they want. He said, after all, it's not you they're rejecting, it's me they're rejecting. I wanted to be their king, and they're turning me down. So, Samuel goes to them, and he says, I'll give you a king, but this is what's going to happen. He's going to take your kids, make your kids serving, male, female, gives the different things they're going to do. He's going to take your harvest to give to his servants. He's going to take your land to give to his servants and his ministers. And he just describes these list of horrible, immoral things that the government will do once put in place and God is rejected. That is the natural inclination of all governments. We have divorced liberty from morality. We have rejected God as our king. And now we have certain factions within this country trying to build up the government as God. And then there's people who claim to hold these same principles that I do, who are willing to let it happen just to stay in the game. The game being this back and forth on social media and what have you. Build themselves up, their following, essentially becoming clowns. Or caricatures, as it were, of what they started out to be. And I ask you, what in the conduct of the United States government over the past 50 years, 60 years, gives you guys this hope that things are going to be alright? What did Patrick Henry answer when he asked the question, what in the conduct of the British ministry justifies the hopes that they had to keep working things out? He said, is it that insidious smile with which our petition has been lately received? Trust it not, sir, it will prove a snare at your feet. Suffer not yourselves to be betrayed with a kiss. Ask yourselves how this gracious reception of our petition comports with these warlike preparations which cover our waters and darken our lands. And if you don't think there aren't warlike preparations darkening our lands and covering our waters, you need to look twice. The militarization of our police forces is scary. Are fleets and armies necessary to a work of love and reconciliation? Have we shown ourselves so unwilling to be reconciled that force must be called in to win back our love? Let us not deceive ourselves, sir. These are the implements of war and subjugation, the last arguments to which kings resort. So it seems like maybe the powers that be might be preparing for their last resort, huh? I ask, gentlemen, sir, what means this martial array, if its purpose be not to force us to submission? Can gentlemen assign any other possible motives for it? Has Great Britain, or the U.S. federal government in this case, any enemy in this quarter of the world to call for all this accumulation of navies and armies? No, sir, she has none. They are meant for us. They can be meant for no other. They are sent over to bind and rivet upon us the chains which the British ministry have been so long forging. And what have we to oppose them? Shall we try argument? Sir, we have been trying that for the last 10 years. Have we anything new to offer on the subject? Nothing. We have held the subject up in every light of which it is capable, but it has been all in vain. Shall we resort to entreaty and humble supplication? What terms shall we find which have not already been exhausted? Let us not, I beseech you, sir, deceive ourselves any longer. We have done everything that could be done to avert the storm which is now coming. We have petitioned, we have remonstrated, we have supplicated, we have prostrated ourselves before the throne, and have implored its interposition to arrest the tyrannical hands of the ministry and parliament. Our petitions have been slighted, our remonstrances have produced additional violence and insult, our supplications have been disregarded, and we have been spurned with contempt from the foot of the throne. In vain, after all these things, may we indulge the fond hope of peace and reconciliation. There is no longer any room for hope. If we wish to be free, if we mean to preserve inviolate those inestimable privileges for which we have been so long contending, if we mean not basely to abandon the noble struggle in which we have been so long engaged, and which we have pledged ourselves never to abandon until the glorious object of our contest shall be obtained, we must fight. I repeat it, sir, we must fight. An appeal to arms and to the God of hosts is all that is left to us. Tell us, sir, that we are weak, unable to cope with so formidable of an adversary, which is what a lot of these leftists and progressives like to say. You know, how are we going to stand up against the army? But when shall we be stronger? Will it be next week or the next year? Will it be when we are totally disarmed and when a British guard shall be stationed in every house? Shall we gather strength by irresolution and inaction? Shall we acquire the means of effectual resistance by lying supinely upon our backs and hugging the delusive phantom of hope until our enemies shall have us bound hand and foot? Sir, we are not weak. If we make a proper use of the means which the God of nature have placed in our power, 3 millions of people armed in the holy cause of liberty, and in such a country as that which we possess, are invincible by any force which our enemy can send against us. Besides, sir, we shall not fight our battles alone. There is a just God who presides over the destinies of nations and who will rise up friends to fight our battles for us. The battle, sir, is not to the strong alone. It is to the vigilant, the active, the brave. Besides, sir, we have no election. If we were base enough to desire it, it is now too late to retire from the contest. There is no retreat, but in submission, in slavery. Our chains are forged. Their clanking may be heard on the plains of Boston, or from the streets of San Francisco and other places in California and in the state of New York. The war is inevitable, and let it come. I repeat, sir, let it come. It is in vain, sir, to extenuate the matter. Gentlemen may cry, peace, peace, but there is no peace. The war has actually begun. The next gale that sweeps from the north will bring to our ears the clash of resounding arms. Our brethren are already in the field. Why stand we here idle? What is it that you gentlemen wish? What would they have? Is life so dear, or peace so sweet, as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty, or give me death. Now, I made a big stink for a while about how, we can't, operate in the system anymore, blah, 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 blah. I was trying to take the route that we know is the proper route. Go to the states, get the states to get off their asses and take their fucking power back. But it's not going to happen, because even the people that agree with me don't appear willing to make certain steps, like steps that I've taken, for instance. Contacting state government officials, telling them how things are, how they're supposed to be, and imploring them to do their job and arrest the tyrannical hands of our Congress. So my focus is going to be different now in my life overall. While I'll still talk about politics and shit like that, I'm just preparing myself. I'm preparing myself for inevitably what is going to happen. Alright, because there is going to be great upheaval in this country, whether you want to admit it or not. There's going to be a war between the people, and it's not going to be a war between the states like last time. It's going to be a war between the people. But no one's going to be ready for it. It's going to come like a surprise. And whatever exists afterwards won't be America. It'll be something else. I just pray that I'm either in or end up in one of the areas that still value liberty. But hey, that's neither here nor there. Nice little 20-minute rant for you about really nothing. But let's shift gears a little bit. Why don't we? Sorry, I'm just sharpening random things since I learned that you could sharpen stuff with the bottom of a coffee cup. It's like the funnest thing ever now. Man, kids are a trip, right? I just don't know what to tell people who see child rearing as anything other than all-out war. Because if my kids had their way, their desires and their will would win every time. I would be here for nothing other than their amusement and to meet their base needs. Or base wants, really. Because I am kind of here to meet their needs, although I might define needs differently than others might. Child rearing is not fun like people think. Now, I have fun with it, but that's not what it is. Children are a blessing, but their blessing isn't because of their presence. And people that refuse to see this it'd make me laugh. Because my daughters may be cute, their presence, just their presence alone, it's just something that costs money. Sorry, I said it. They cost money. Alright? And it seems like as soon as you get one out of diapers, your dumbass has another one. Get them back in diapers. It's just an expense that just doesn't fucking quit. And if you're having a tight week financially, that's the week they shit 7 times a day. And then the food and the clothes, they just won't stop growing. Like, oh my god. And then the smells. Oh my dude, I can't even explain the smells sometimes. So how are they a blessing? Their presence isn't a blessing. I'm going to tell you how they're a blessing. For one, it's free labor. Give a shit what anyone says. That's their job. That's what they're here for. It's to help me make shit easier in the process of me teaching them what they're going to do when I'm gone. And they're a blessing in that we learn in a small, very limited way what life must be like. Well, not life, but what dealing with us must be like for God. Because I'll tell you what, some things, especially his always being referred to as a father, even though he doesn't have children in that sense, it always baffled me, but now I understand. Because being a father has shown me a lot of things about God's character that I might not have understood before. Like, bad things happening. Why is bad things happen? Why is this happen and that happen? You're like, well, couldn't really explain it that good before, but now I can. my kids might want to do some things with their life that aren't necessarily a forbidden thing. Like my girls might want to go into, say, I don't know, dancing. Dancing. And I'm going to tell them, look, honey, a lot of girls in the world want to be dancers. There'll be a lot of hard competition and very low chance that you're going to make it as a career in dancing. I suggest you do something else. Alright, it'd be better if you did this, this, or this in this workplace environment. This would be better for you in this economy, etc., etc. And they might disregard that, even though it's sound advice. But instead of imposing my will upon them, what I do is I let them make their decision. And then I'm there for them to help with the pain. Now, that might not be the best example. A better example would be like, hey, Dad, I want to skateboard. I want to skateboard down the road, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to be big and famous with it. And I'm like, look, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get jacked all the way up. First time you fall and get the road rash on your face. It's not going to be fun. You're not going to like it. It's not going to be worth it. Try something a little safer. But they'll insist, and I'll say, okay, let's go and get you a skateboard and some pads and stuff. Would it be my fault when they fall and break their wrist? Hell no, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be my fault at all. So how's it God's fault when humans disregard sound advice and do crazy ass shit? So, there was that. They came preparing. And also, I learned that no real right or wrong way to do it. I mean, of course, there's absolute wrong way. Like if you're a total cocksucker and you hurt your children, or you disregard their needs for your own selfish desires, etc. But I mean, just like regular people. People who aren't doing all that. There's no right or wrong way to do it. And I don't have all the answers. And having children highlighted that for me as well. 2 of my kids are little girls. And there's always some sort of subject coming up I'm not qualified to answer. And even if I had all the information, which just I don't, because anatomically speaking, I'm not equipped in the same way. So I can't tell them about all the workings and things of that nature. But even if I had all the answers, I don't want to talk to them girls about that stuff. But I must. But I don't know. I'm rambling, guys. But you're used to this. Give me some time to get back in my groove. And we probably won't sound any better at all. Some other interesting stuff has happened on Twitter lately as well. I made a joke about the Zodiac Killer. And Ted Cruz's dad, or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention to the whole thing during the primaries. Thought it was funnier than hell. I thought it was freaking funnier than hell. But the person's response, and they're going to remain nameless, because I'm not a piece of shit like that. I'm not going to put them on blast. Well, not all the time. But their response was to say my children were imaginary. And they got the visceral response, because I'm a protective parent. But is that what we're doing now as conservatives? We're attacking a person personally because of something they said, whether it's a joke, a misunderstanding, or even a policy position we disagree with. Are we conservatives doing that now? So you're telling me not only is political discourse impossible between the two opposing ideological sides, it's now impossible to have even just random conversations with people of our own side without having to worry about being attacked in person. I mean, it's insane. Um, Come on, like, oh my sweet Lord in heaven, tell me that this system isn't fucked. Tell me it's not broken. Show me how. Show me how we gonna make it out of this. You give me some kind of good evidence for you to have faith in this system anymore, and that we can ever vote our way out of the crap show we're in. How, explain to me how even constitutional amendments are gonna fix the system. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I mean, I do, but not on the level I used to. I'm going in prep mode. Brushing up on my agricultural skills. Be getting back into, hunting, trapping, and things of that nature. Looking for ways to secure my current residence and set up a backup place. And looking for people that would be good in some sort of post-apocalyptic America, to start a co-op for trading commodities, food, weapons, etc., and fallback positions. Fallback positions are important as hell right now, because I live in the middle of a very populated city. I can't fight off all the freaking crazy. So my staying here in my home would be temporary. Position number 2 would be temporary. Position number 3 might be temporary, but I hope it doesn't go that far. Because really all I need to do is survive the initial chaos from a societal collapse, for whatever reason. But this is America, So this initial chaos is bound to be exponentially worse than I expect it to be. And plus, I don't know. It's going to be wicked. It's going to be wicked and gnarly. But it's happening. It's going to happen. Really, all that remains to be seen is the role that Islam's going to play in it. Because they're going to play some fucking role. Ain't no doubt in my mind. Because they're fucking... Islam is a cancer. And it is, of its own admission, seeking to destroy every system that is not based on Islamic law. The Sharia is supposed to rule, and any government that is not a Muslim government is illegitimate, and they are actively fighting against us and killing us. Just because we say we're not at war with them doesn't mean we're not. It just means we're surrendering. So, in my mind, that necessarily must play a role. But that's neither here nor there. I'm probably just a crazy person. I'm praying that I'm just a crazy person and everyone just humors me. But if you'll forgive me for bringing Pascal's wager into it, what if I'm right? Are we willing to gamble with our lives and our children's future? The things are just going to work out. Because that seems to be everybody's attitude. Things are just going to work out. It's not my experience. It's not my experience at all that things just work out. Excuse me. Ugh. And this blind adherence to America as this eternally existent heaven or paradise that can't be broken or won't collapse. This idea is offensive to me. We were created through force of arms, and we're going to have to maintain through force of arms. And it's not going to be to fight other people outside of us. It's going to be to fight each other. Which, Americans killing Americans is aberrant to me. But we're not going to avoid it. The only way to avoid it is an idea that people think I'm crazy about. And actions that people think will be unsuccessful, whether they agree or not. So, I don't know. Yeah, that's a lot of rambling for tonight. I'm going to drop this in the morning, maybe do something live tomorrow. Maybe you guys can tune in. Going to talk about crises of faith, skepticism, and what it means to believe not for the sake of belief, but to believe because it's the truest, best option. So, have a nice night, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the song. Even if it's not your type of music, listen to it. You'll like it. I guarantee it.
I might alarm. Life is a tour, I sit and ride along, taking some notes and then I write the songs. I'm staring down the road, my life is gone. Is this where I belong? Is it wrong to not believe in right and wrong? My mental state is fucking me up and I cried upon while asking you for some answers, but we don't have that type of bond. Now my desire's gone, and with the way that I've been living lately, if I died right now, you turn the fire on. Sick of this bullshit, niggas call me a sellout, cause I hopped to Christianity so strongly then I fell out. Now I'm avoiding questions like a scared dog with his tail down, feeling so damn humiliated cause they looking at me like I'm hellbound. What story should I tell now? I'll just expose the truth. I'm so close to the fucking edge, I should be close to you. But who the fuck are you? You never show the proof. And I'm only fucking human, yo, what am I supposed to do? There's way too many different religions with vivid descriptions, begging all fucking men and women to listen. I can't even beat my dick without getting convicted. These ain't wicked decisions, I got different intentions. I've been itching to get it, I've been giving assistance, but the whole fucking system is twisted. Now I'm dealing with this backlash because Marcus isn't a Christian, and I've been told that my sinful life is an addiction. But I can't buy it, it's just too hard to stand beside it. I need an answer, humans can't provide it. I look at the earth, the sun, and I can tell a genius man designed it. It's truly mind-blowing, I can't deny it. Is heaven real? Is it fake? Is it really how I fantasize it? Where's the Holy Ghost at? How long does it take a man to find it? My mind's a non-stop tape playing and I can't rewind it. You gave me the Bible and expect me not to analyze it? I'm frustrated and you provoked it. I'm not reading that motherfucking book because a human wrote it. I have a fucking brain, you should know it. You gave it to me to think, to avoid every useless moment. It was a mission that I had to abort, cause humans be lying with such an inaccurate source. It's gonna be hard to put me back on the course. Next Jehovah's Witness to come on my porch, I swear I'm slamming the door. A lot of folks believe it though, but I'm not surprised. Humans are fucking dumb, still thinking that Pac's alive. I ain't trying to take your legacy and torture down. I'm just saying, I ain't heard shit from the horse's mouth. Just sheep always telling stories of older guys who were notarized by you and you finally vocalized. Now I'm supposed to bow my head and close my eyes and somehow let the Holy Ghost arise? Sounds like a fucking poltergeist. Show yourself and the boom is done. Every rumor's gone, I no longer doubt the shit, you're the one. I'll admit that my sinful ways were stupid fun, and all my old habits can hop on top of a roof to plunge. I donate to a charity that could use the funds. Fuck the club instead of bitches, I'd hang with a group of nuns. And everyone I ran into would know what I came to do. I wouldn't take a step unless it was in the name of you. I hate the fact that I have to believe you haven't been chatting with me like you did Adam and Eve. And I ain't seen no fucking talking snake unravel from trees with an apple to eat. That shit never happens to me. I don't know if you do or don't exist. It's driving me crazy, send your condolences. This is me reaching to you, so don't forget, if hell is truly a pit of fire and I get thrown in it, I'ma probably regret the fact that I ever wrote this shit. My gut feeling says it's all fake. I hate to say it, but fuck it, shit, I done lost faith. This isn't a small phase, my perspectives all changed. My thoughts just keep picking shit apart all day. And in my mind, I make perfect sense. If you aren't real, then all my prayers aren't worth a cent. That will mean that I can just make up what my purpose is. And I can sit in church and just say fuck in the services. Man, what if Jesus was a facade? Then that would mean the government's God. I feel like they've been brainwashing us with a lot, so much that we don't even notice that we're stuck in the box. Man, everything is what if. Why is it always what if? Planet Earth, what if? The universe, what if? My sacrifice, what if? My afterlife, what if? Every fucking thing that deals with you is fucking suspect. I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done. This is my fucking life and I'm living it. I'm having fun. If you really care for me, prove that I need to live carefully. But I'll be damned if I put my own pleasure aside for an afterlife that isn't even guaranteed. We are you, and you're us. Stop playing games. My life's all I got, and heaven is all in my brain. And when I feel I'm in hell, my ideas are what get me through pain. Do as you please, and I'll just do me. I'm a human, I'll stay in my lane. Ill mind. It's us, mind, power. Live life, mind, power.
Alright, good night, everybody. I hope you enjoy this. At least you'll have some material to bash me on the head with on Twitter.